Alright, let's get rolling here. There we go. Little bit of a delay. It's thinking. Hey, there we are. Now I see myself. Minimize you. Right? Cool. Minimize that one. Look at the camera. Hey everybody, Blue Dooley, and we're doing a live hangout. We're actually going to be working on James's Axial Deadbolt as soon as I finish getting the screen set up and throw out a few links so I can put it on Facebook. But I'm going to adjust the camera, we'll take a look at the truck, and like I said, we'll get the
Let me out! I'm stuck in your pocket.
Get my links out so I can figure out what I'm doing. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Mine's going pretty well. Let's see here. Need you a little bigger. Hey, there we are. So let's click on you. Grab my link really quick. And close you, because I don't need two windows open to monitor my stream. I hope the fan isn't clicking too bad. It's a little warm in here, so I kind of need it running. If I'd actually planned ahead of time, I'd already have all this done. But I don't plan ahead of time, because spontaneity is just more fun. Post. Go back to here. Okay, there's that. Now we can post it to a group or two. Let's go here. Just absolute professionalism is what you get on this page. And share it with one more group. Hey, there we go. Okay, that's running good. The ticking doesn't look too bad. I'm going to move my mic, so that might make a bunch of noise. Come on, Mike. Let go of the monitor. Come on. Oh, you're just not going to cooperate with me, are you? There we go. Move the microphone a little closer so you can actually hear me. As I said, just an absolute professional at this. Alright, now I need to turn the camera so you can actually see what we're working on. Keep you level at least. There we go. If you've watched any of my videos before, you should recognize this deadbolt, as it is James. Got the VW bug on it. What are we running? We're running the crawler TAs. Some really nice aluminum rims. And we're not sure why, but he just for some reason does not get the runtime I do out of this thing, even though we're running the same batteries. Oop, he left his plugged in. So we're actually both running Venom 3000 milliamp nickel metal batteries. I have some lipos, and he had some lipos before, and he never had much luck with them. And personally, in all of my vehicles, I get plenty of runtime out of a nickel metal, and I have no complaints whatsoever running them. Looks like he's still got the stock motor in there and all these stock electronics. Yeah, James resoldering isn't too bad if you're watching. I mean, I've seen a lot worse. So let me find my... Like I said, I am so organized and professional. I got all my tools but the 4-way wrench. It's alright. I'm sure he has got some in his box. So let me know how your weekend's going there in the comments. Mine actually went pretty good. I think those are RC hardware there, James. Looks like he has the metal link. Steering link. Sealed bearings. Okay, well. The thing I need isn't on top of his box either. Absolute professionalism. Big enough to take that off? Nope. Oh. Tools. I know I had one. I have tons of tools. Just not the one I'm looking for at the moment. Are you over here hidden under my phone somewhere? When your desk is a mess. Alright. I don't know. That is annoying as all hell. Well, this is going to be a very interesting build if I can't get the wheels off even. Like I said, I usually have 7 of them laying around. Now I can't find one. They're not under my headphones. Not gonna work. Are you kidding me? Oops, sorry about that. Knocked my microphone over. Where on earth did that go? Here we go. Don't know what happened to the one that was sitting on the bench on my desk, but it's gone. It's like I said, he just hasn't been getting the same runtime I have, running the same batteries. So I'm thinking maybe those are really nice rims he's running on this truck. I don't remember the brand. So I thought I'd just dig into it and see if I can, maybe something's binding up. I also told him I'm gonna take the hobby wing system I have out of the Wheelie King and throw it in here. To see if that'll kind of get him the performance he wants. Because he's still running the stock Deadbolt running gear. And this isn't the SCX10 based one, this is actually the Deadbolt by itself. Because since we pretty much crawl all the same area and do the same amount of driving, those hexes stuck in there. That's alright, you can stay put. That's kind of why we're confused as to why he just isn't getting the run time that I am. Check my phone. I don't hear anything binding. And I've never taken one of these apart, so well, let's get into her. Figure out what size driver I need. That one right there. I do apologize for that fan click. I just do not know what its problem is. I also probably could use some better lighting. Streaming isn't as easy as I thought it would be. Well, that fell to the floor. The shock feels pretty good. I'm sure by now everybody's seen the new 6 scale release from Axial. I've seen several videos on it. My favorite probably is Greg over at RC Driver and Matt from the Scale Builders Guild. The two of them do really good review videos. So if you have not seen theirs, I would suggest checking it out. Let's find that little cat before it runs away. I'm kind of intrigued to see how well the 6 scale stuff does, since I have well, my CXT is 6 scale. And there's some long ass screws in there. Jesus. I need to get out and work on my snowplow build. I keep saying that, but it just hasn't happened. I do think I finally have figured out how I'm going to mount that cab to the chassis. That's kind of been a little bit of my holdup at the moment. This chassis has a bit of weird flex to it. Yeah, I don't feel any slop out of there. I mean, it feels pretty smooth. I'll probably dig into the axles a little later. Get them greased up. But for now, I'll just dig into the motor or the transmission. Just go through everything because I don't know if he's actually tore it apart and greased it in a while, or his little boy just turned 2, so he hasn't had a lot of free time to work on stuff. Which, if you have kids, I'm sure you can understand. I was over there a little earlier. So that's where this idea kind of came from, is he wanted me to check him out, and I was like, well shoot, I should do a live stream. Working on it. Let me know if I need to adjust the volume on anything or not, or speak up. Pull the shocks out of there. For the abuse this thing's taken, I gotta say the Deadbolt shocks, they are leak free. And this poor thing, this poor Deadbolt's probably had as much vertical falling travel as my Wheelie King has. The places James and I wheel normally, there, you mess up, they'll fall a ways. That's for damn sure. Okay. So the steering arm definitely has a little more throw. It's actually all the way twisted like that is. It is getting hung up in the dog bone cups here in the axle or the drive shafts. I don't hear much. I don't hear any gear noise or anything, so I'm thinking the axles are probably pretty good shape. Now I gotta figure out how you get the transmission out of there. Well, it might actually be easier said than done. Not to throw my buddy under the bus too much, but I think part of his problem is he likes a lot of weight in the wheels. Come on. You've never seen a Deadbolt chassis before? There you go. Receiver box and the Quick Run 1060 sitting on it. Like I said, those the soldering job's not that bad. Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of play in there. So now that we got that apart, we can actually dig into the transmission. Yeah, there's a little binding in this drive shaft cup. But nothing super duper major. Let's get out the smallest bit I got, I think. Nope, actually it isn't that small. It is, however, between the size I just had and the one I took out. There we go. If you watch my videos, like I said, you have seen this vehicle in several of them, and James and I have not been very nice to our cars or our rigs. They've both fallen quite a long way. He had to get new knuckles for this rig after probably a 20-foot drop, just straight off a rock 20 feet down. That's a lot of play in there. It could probably be better to take these off. Now, don't see any damage in there, that drive shaft cup, but it does feel a little gritty. Maybe it just needs a good cleaning. As I don't know if you're going to be able to see how much dust is in the bottom of that, but fair amount. I just really don't understand why that thing wobbles so much. Let's get the motor off of here and then dig a little deeper. Well, you definitely have the motor in there tight. That's good. I have to take the pinion gear off, as he is running a pretty sizable pinion. .23 tooth. I don't feel anything in the motor. No gritty. Nothing gritty or catching. So that's good. Get the weeds out of it. Back up his eyes. Get the transmission off of here. Working on these things is actually pretty easy. Definitely. If you take your time, they're pretty straightforward. And from what I've seen, Axial and most companies have really good instruction manuals. If you can, pretty much if you can read, you can build a kit or understand the pictures. That end play really kind of worries me though. He doesn't have the slipper tightened all the way down, so that's a good thing. That's wheel spacer. Let's crack into this case and see what we can see. I see some thread lock. So. I try not to use power tools when working on toy or well, they're toys. Because I'm always worried about over tightening and stripping things. And it's a little easier for me to do it by hand, I've found. And apparently, I should have took the slipper apart first. Yeah, that's no big deal. We can do that now. I kind of like that. Apparently on the deadbolt, the Axial uses the same size nut and style as the wheel nuts. So that kind of keeps down on problems or on having too many parts. Woo! There we go. That was stuck on there good. Should have brought some paper towels in here with me. So I'm going to do what you're not supposed to do and have dead air while I go get some rags. Okay, back Apologize for the dead air. Get me some grease and some paper towels. This intermediate shaft was kind of worrying, just the amount of play it had. It has a tiny little pin in it. I don't know if I'll be able to show you or not, but you can see where the bearing is riding on it on both ends. I don't feel any wear. But there is some plastic. I'm never going to be able to show you this because it's black on black on black. But there is a little bit of ground up plastic in there. So that play is definitely affecting it. You can kind of see the smudge on that. I don't know if I'll be able to get that little plug out of there or not. Can't tell if you're molded in there or not. I'm unfamiliar with the axial transmissions. It's the first one I've dug into. I don't know if he upgraded it or not to sealed ball bearings. Or if that's, I don't think that's the way it came. Bearing feels pretty good. Bearing race on that big gear, on that big bearing, the output is in real good shape. Let's plug this little guy out of here. Now the intermediate gear, I'm not going to be able to angle that so the light hits it good enough for you to see. It is plastic and those teeth are They're not mushed, but they are starting to wear. Bearings still feel really good. Let's pop this guy out. Apparently this particular deadbolt was built before Axial upgraded to metal gears. As these nylon ones are definitely showing wear. I don't know. Yeah, the bearings are just dirty. They don't feel gritty at all, so. I seen a pack of fast eddy bearings in there for the Losi. So I believe these are probably fast eddy bearings too. And I haven't ran them, but I've heard good things about them. Let's clean up this other gear. I know gear cleaning is just a thrill a minute. Yeah, getting quite a bit of nylon out of these teeth. Which I'm not sure how long James has had it and how much driving he's done before him and I started driving together. So I'm not going to say it's an excessive amount of wear. They still mesh together really well. This side show it a little more. Gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this on camera or not. But here in the intermediate or idler gear, you can see it's actually hitting into the case. And it's actually worn the case a little bit. I'm not sure if maybe a shim went missing or just on one of their more, if it just had a hard enough hit, it might have flexed enough to do that. Because it's definitely not a consistent wear. But it has definitely gotten into that case a little bit. This other bearing's nice and free though. Don't know if that's going to be what James wants to hear, that he maybe needs to think about getting gears for his deadbolt. The slipper clutch itself doesn't look like it's been galled too much. I don't want to get greasy fingers all over it. pad's got a little weird spot just from where them, looks like where them bolt holes actually, those bolts actually press into it a little bit. Spur gear is metal. So let's put you back together. I wonder if there is supposed to be something behind that little cap. Just to keep that shaft from shifting so much. I don't think I have a shim small enough I could stick in there, maybe. Oh, actually I might. Always helps to have lots of spare parts around. I do. So I'll put some grease in there too, just to keep it nice and flush. Pop that back in there. There are RC specific greases out. I just use the red tacky automotive grease. I found it works really well. I'll put a little on every gear as I'm putting this back together. Because I learned in tech school, if it moves, lube it. And yes, we all snickered like children when the instructor said that, but adequate grease and lube is important. Make sure I clean all these little guys up before I get too far ahead of myself. If you're just tuning in, I am working on a OG deadbolt for James. If you watch any of my videos, you have seen it before. There we go. That spins freely. That still has way more play than I want. Let's wipe off the grease a little bit here. And we can pop this little cap off. Maybe. Popped it out once. Pop out again. I'll stick another little washer in here. See if I can't keep that play down a little more. And I'm not trying to make it tight, but oh, come on, you little bastard. There we go. Greasy fingers to the rescue. Gosh, that still just has so much end slop. Millimeter or more. That seems really excessive to me. But I don't know if I dare put any more shims in there or not. Really just a steel collar rides in there. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if that's supposed to keep any of the play down or not. There's a little collar came out of that cover. I'm going to put this one with a nut on it. Just hold the case together for me. Still spins freely. So let's see here, we'll put this together in a little better order than I took it apart in. A little different than normal, but I know not everybody that watches my channel is big into video games. And since the opportunity came up to work on this, I figured it was well worth the shot. Let's see here, this collar goes on next. Then another little tiny drive pin. You know what? There's a pair of needle nose here. I bet they'd make this easier. Because I have big fingers. Let's see anywhere on that. Actually, maybe the sluicer did loosen up enough. And that was what some of that end play was. It's there. I think it goes the other way. Small one first. Oop. Nope. Big one first. Then the spring. Then the next washer. And then the conveniently same size. I'm going to crank it all the way down, back it off 2 turns. Put a little thicker grease in it, but it does spin real freely still. These teeth don't look too bad. Now on the 20 turn that this has, I'm pretty sure this is the original motor out of it. What I think I might like to do is take it out and hose it down with some CRC electric cleaner. Just blow all the garbage out of it and just check it after I clean it up real good. James really likes his speed. So that 23 tooth pinion, it's not probably the biggest pinion you can put on there, but it's pretty good sized. I think it just needs a good cleaning, but we'll definitely have to see what he wants to do about them gears. And hound him about cleaning it a little more. Just giving you shit, my dude. I haven't cleaned any of mine very well that much either, so. We do play in some dusty conditions like a lot of people do, so. I think that's where I'm going to call it. We're running about to the hour mark. I appreciate you checking in, or if you're watching this at a later date, I appreciate that as well. Hope everyone had a good weekend. As I mentioned at the beginning, mine was pretty good. Didn't do a whole lot. Sometimes that's nice. Actually, it's not nice. I'd really like to be doing a lot more than I am. Definitely need to clean out these drive shafts. That is for sure. So with that, we're going to call this a video. And As always, please click like if you enjoy my content, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and leave me a comment down below what kind of content you enjoy. If you're like me and just like general BS and watch just about anything, I definitely want to know. Yeah, that's a tiny enough opinion. Boy, that'd probably bug the hell out of him if I put like a 14 tooth in there instead of that 23. Alright, everybody have a good weekend. We'll catch you later.